Hello, everybody. Matthew here with MEB Pod. I do want to mention that this is episode 18 or whatever it is. It might be. I'm doing it in Seattle. Happy to be here. Happy to be doing this, of course. I enjoy it, of course, when I'm back at home. Especially happy that I'm doing it here via, it's not my typical background. It's just my hotel room that I'm staying at. So nothing too special around here. I got a little coffee mug, microwave, fridge. It's a nice little suite here I got going on. I got a good little setup here, but it's going to be a nice short episode. Had a blast out here. I'll kind of get into that later. Like I said, it's not going to be a very long episode. I'm exhausted, so that being said, I kind of want to hop right into it and get it done with, and then when I get back, we'll go back to our full episode where I get the picks and do all the sports talk. But I do want to put something out there, of course, for you guys, all my fans out there. So with that being said, I will do my birdie and my double bogey, of course. Birdie and double bogey. Double bogey, I didn't play fantastic at golf. I played all right, so I can't really complain about my golf. I guess the prices, the expenses I spent a lot of money, I guess, would be in my double bogey, more than I'd like, but I did save some money on some things, and but Seattle's a very expensive city. Had a blast. Got have a headache. It's definitely a little cooler up here. The mornings are cool, the nights are cool. During the day it gets a little warm, but great time of year to come up here. If you ever get the chance, I highly recommend it. But that kind of leads into my double or my birdie, I guess. Golf is fantastic up here. For all the golfers out there, I highly recommend coming up here and checking out some golf. Maybe there's someone out there that wants to play around in all 50 states like myself. I definitely recommend checking out Chambers Bay. That's going to be my birdie. Words can't really describe it. You kind of have to be there. It is by far some of my favorite course I've ever played to this date. Obviously, I've only played in 8 of 50, so I've got a lot of states left and a lot of beautiful courses to see. But Chambers Bay takes the cake. The place was unreal, from the sights, the course maintenance, the staff, from beginning to end. It was just an incredible experience, and will always be there close to my heart with the way the place held up. You pull up, and all of a sudden, you go to the clubhouse and you get to see the whole course, the driving range, the putting green, the chipping area, the bunkers, the lone fir, the train tracks, a Puget Sound in the back. Like, it is just some mountains in the back. It's just absolutely stunning. Words can't really describe how beautiful the place was. Photos and videos that I took. Maybe I'll post them up here. I'll definitely post them on my socials. That's for sure. I'll try to get them on this podcast or whatever, my little journal. But even the photos and the videos can't do it justice. So for all you golfers out there, I just highly recommend Chambers Bay. It is one of the top tier courses in the United States. Obviously, people know that. I don't gotta vouch for them. I'm sure the PGA guys can vouch for them a little bit. Grant and Wesley and George just did their major here. What was that, last year? I guess that was last year or whatever that was, but that was an incredible feat. Was able to play alongside a caddy. He did a fantastic job around the greens. I was able to get 7 pars out there at Chambers, which is great, for a player like myself. 7 pars is huge. I wasn't able to get a birdie, but a legitimate birdie, not my birdie double bogey segment, but I was happy with my round overall. The key to that place, I've noticed, it's very gettable. You just got to stay in the fairway. If you're not in the fairway, you're in big, big trouble. I noticed that the holes that I was able to get one on the fairway in regulation, I was able to make a good score, at least a bogey. Anytime I ended up being in the bunker, that's not good. Anytime I was in the bunker, it was just, man, these bunkers are so steep. You literally have to hit the ball 15 feet in the air to get it out of the bunker, and my bunker play is not the strongest, so there was a couple times where I was able to get it out of the bunker in the first shot. I want to say 14, 15, 16. I want to say it was hole 16. Right along the train tracks, I was able to, or maybe 16. I had a very low green to work with, and I was on the right green side bunker, and I put it within 3 feet. That was an incredible shot. Maybe a little luck was involved, but at the end of the day, it was fantastic. Was able to get up and down for par. So that was a lucky par, I guess. Not a lot. I had a little skill there with it, but like I said, to all you golfers out there, you sports fans, you non-golfers, there's a trail or a walk that you guys can go walk around for anyone in the Washington area. Go check it out. It's absolutely stunning. If you guys want to get your dog out there or whatever it is, incredible. I can't say enough good things about that property over there. They're owned by Kemper Sports, is the management team over there. They also own Streamsong, Bandon Dunes, Sand Hills. They own a couple golf properties around the country. I think 123, they said. The course is built on like a quarry of like rock, and it's like a true link style course. They put the course on top of the natural land, so all the undulations, how the land was originally there. It was one of the coolest experiences I've had on a golf course. There is hole 15 is a par 3 that overlooks the Puget Sound and has the Lone Fir in the background. I did take a shot. I video recorded my shot there. I'll try to post that up here. But I was able to stick the green, 2 putt for par, so that was a pretty solid shot. Hole, what is that hole? I guess I started on the back 9, so I was 10. I guess it's 8. Is a straight up par 5. Everything goes down, slopes down to the right. It was hit the perfect tee shot, perfect second shot, and then tapped the third, and then a great fourth shot, and parred it. It's like if you can get the par. I should have birdied it, but it's all right. I was able to get up and down for par, which is good. And then it leads you up to the 9th hole, which is like 100-foot drop off on top of a hill down to a par 3 that gets you down to the not the clubhouse, but where you start the hole 1, because the clubhouse is at the top of the little cliff or mountain or whatever you want to call it, and then you have to take a little tram to get down to the course. Once you get down, so that, like I said, that 9th hole is stunning. Any other takes on that course that I had? 14 was a beautiful hole. I was able to par. Hole, I guess 18. It was funny. I ripped my driver off the tee box into a par 5. I landed it just short of the bunker. I looked down at my ball, where my ball is landed, and it's on top of a plaque that says Jordan Spieth, June 21st, 2015. U.S. Open 3-wood. It was his shot that he took on Sunday, the U.S. Open Championship week that he won. It showed his shot. If you go back and if you remember it, Jordan Spieth ended up winning the 2015 U.S. Open. He used a 3-wood, at the same exact spot where I shot my second shot. Granted, he was teed up probably 60 yards behind me, so he was able to get that same shot. Maybe probably 60, 70 yards. Maybe, yeah, probably about 60 yards. I guess, yeah, 60 yards behind, 50 yards behind me, I guess. So I was able to get the exact same shot, second shot. I mean, and then he piped his 3-wood right up the middle, right up to the green for an eagle putt. I didn't record my 3-wood shot. I used the 3-wood as well. It was not as it didn't go as well as Jordan Spieth's did. I got it over the bunker, and it kind of trickled down to the fairway. Not great, but it worked. It rolled a little bit, which was good. I had a 10:30 a.m. tee time. I know I'm a little off track, but it was a little chilly when I got there at like 7 in the morning. I know that's early, but beating traffic from here to University Place down in Washington, I want to make sure I got down there, not being familiar with the area, driving from Seattle, about an hour away. But it was it was a little, foggy when I started hitting balls in the range. It started to rain a little bit, which I kind of liked. I wanted to play in that little cold, frigid, rainy temperatures. The one thing I will give advice if anyone gets out there to play is, well, a couple of things, I guess. Caddies are big. Caddies are huge. Bring your walking shoes on and a strong pair of legs. Right now, I wish I had I forget who used to say it. I guess it was one of the guys back in St. Louis used to say, I wish I had Lego legs right now. That's how I'm feeling. Wish I could just take these off and put new ones on because they're so sore. Walked about probably 8 miles up and down cliffs and mountains. I mean, it wasn't mountains, but it was very, very steep cliffs. Dragging a 20-pound golf bag around the course, but totally worth it. I mean, these courses, if I ever walk again out in Florida or Missouri or wherever I play next, if I'm walking, it probably will be a little easier. I understand why guys like Tiger Woods have a hard time, especially with a bad back and legs and knees or whatever he's got going on. He cannot play that one anymore. It was a very, I played one day. Imagine playing that for 4 days in a row. These caddies, man, I got to give them props for what they do. They go out there every day with a bag on their back, no cart, just it's pretty incredible how Mike the caddy, if you're listening, shout out to you. I'm sure you're doing this every day. That guy was a great little guest I had on. I hope you guys can go back and watch him. He seemed like a great guy. But yeah, at the end of the day, overall, great experience at Chambers Bay. Round of applause to them. They did a great job. Thank you, Kemper Sports, for taking care of me. I appreciate you. I was able to get, let me see if I can, a logo ball and a logo hat, of course. I got the little Chambers Bay upside down hat. Of course, got to get the scorecard, proof that I played there. It was one of just the best. Let's see here. I'll read off the ratings here. From where I played was the Navy and Sand. It was a 73.3 rating and a 134 slope. Greens were running really nicely. But here's the scorecard here. I don't have anything filled out just because I do it on my phone, but I like to keep these as memory and make a little scrapbook out of them eventually. Which kind of brings me on to my next place. I did get a logo golf ball and a shirt, Chambers, with the Chambers logo on it. Try to get these as collectibles and memories to bring them back to what I liked to, to kind of, just as a little swag, as my father says. I guess working with a bunch of college kids, he's gotten pretty, young at heart, which he is still young, but it's funny how he talks nowadays sometimes. But yeah, so I got a bunch of swag from that from the course. I did want to play another round of golf before I got onto one of the best courses in the country. I played at the University of Washington's, I guess it's their golf course, where the university plays. Which, here you go. I actually have that here too. Washington National. It's a nice little track. Nice little place. It's called, they had like, let's see, I'll read you what my slope was. I played the juniors. It was a 70.8 rating with a 134 slope as well. I played pretty well there. For the most part, I played with these two younger guys. They seemed like pretty cool kids. Newly into golf, it was really neat to meet locals and get the lay of the land and where I should go and we should not go. And they were Mariners fans. As I later, I didn't even think about that. Got a nice little hat from them. It's got the Washington logo on it. I got pictures and stuff I'll be posting on the socials, of course. Got a logo golf ball, all the swag again. It was a really neat course. It's kind of cool. I've played at two university golf courses now. Got one ACC and one are they in the Big 12 now? Washington? Yeah, I think they're in the Big 12. But to me, they're still in the Pac-10. So one ACC and one Pac-10. I've got the University of Washington and the University of Miami. Maybe that's what I should start doing. Every city I go to should play one of their local universities golf courses or something too along the way. That'd be kind of a neat little thing to kind of start doing. I think some of them. I think Yale's got a really cool golf property, I want to say, but that was it was a nice course. Wasn't Chambers Bay, but I will definitely give them props. They kept up with it pretty well. They got, it's a completely different world up here compared to what I'm used to in Florida or Missouri. You got these tall pine trees. At this Washington National place, supposedly there are bobcats and bears every once in a while. You'll pop in. I was unfortunately enough not able to see a bear. I mean, that was kind of what I wanted to do. I guess you got to go a little bit further north for like a more of an opportunity to see them in the mountains or up in Canada. Which next time I'm up, I definitely need to make a trip up to Vancouver, or the BC, and hit up Banff. I know Mac Boucher. He is post a bunch of stuff on his socials, and the Golf Girl games are actually up there right now. Or they just were. I guess they were a couple weeks ago because I just posted their videos. But they've got some good content up there about how beautiful that neck of the woods is, and I'd love to get up there eventually. But with that being said, the golf overall up here experience was unbelievable. Had a blast. So I do highly recommend. I think Washington would probably be number one state I've played so far. Now I've only gotten an 8. If I had to rank them so far, I guess Washington would be 1. I guess I got to give California 2 just because I was able to play some, Torrey and this Oak Quarry over there in LA. That was probably 2. I guess Nevada 3 so far. Florida, I guess I'll give Nevada 3. No, I'll give Florida 3, and then Nevada 4. 5, you got Missouri. I'll probably do Missouri, honestly. They've got, I haven't been over, I was only at Gateway National in Illinois at 6, and then I got to give Boston 7, New Hampshire 8. Then again, I didn't go to some of the top courses in, I say Boston, like it's a state. Massachusetts 7 and New Hampshire 8. But I didn't go to the top courses in those states. But if there's anyone else out there that has any suggestions for courses I need to play next, because I'm going to start planning in about 24 hours when I get on that plane or whatever. When I get on that plane, that's when planning starts. So the baseball schedule is out for next year, so I will be planning it around maybe a Cardinals game if I don't go to a city with a baseball team. The thoughts were, I was thinking South Carolina or North Carolina, one of those two. Maybe Texas. knock off Texas, maybe Arizona. I was looking at those four. Maybe even I might head out to St. George and try to play Utah too. That would be kind of a neat experience out there. Or you know what? I was also thinking. I was thinking Louisville, do the Derby, and then make my trip up to like Cincinnati, catch a Cardinals Reds game or not Cardinals, but a Reds game, and then head up to. So I would do. I could do Louisville, Tennessee, and Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ohio all in one little bout. So I could knock all 3 states. That's definitely a possibility. So if you have any course suggestions in those areas, obviously I know about Valhalla, but I believe that's private, so I don't think I'm getting on there. So if you can hook me up, I'll go play Valhalla, though, that's for sure. But with that being said, that's kind of my golf take today. I haven't really watched any TV, sport, YouTube, golf, or anything, so I really can't talk about any of that. I did see the Ryder's Cup, not RYDER, but WRITERS, for Barstool. They did their draft, I saw on social media. I will be watching that. I'll probably try to watch that on the plane when I get on there. That should be pretty interesting. It was Riggs was the captain, and not Yandel, but the other guy, not Biz. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on who it is, but it's the hockey guy, the guy on Spittin' Chicklets. But yeah, that should be a really good watch. I think from what I saw, I think Riggsy picked his 4-play boys in Frankie, Francis, Jerry, Beef, Trent. I think his whole little 4-play squad was on that team. I think Biz is on that team too, but Dave Portnoy was the last pick, which is kind of funny because he's their boss. But that's kind of my take with the golf. Obviously, we have the Ryder Cup up in a couple of months, the real Ryder Cup. The Walker Cup. Congrats to the Team USA. That I didn't get to catch much of it, but it looked amazing from what I did catch at Cypress Point. They did beat the Great Britain and Ireland, GBI. That Koiven kid is going to be the real deal. I'm excited to see him get up here on the tour and start winning some tournaments. I think this kid's going to be unbelievable. Lasasso with Breezy. It was fun seeing him play. I don't think he won a singles match, but it was really neat to see him play. But yeah, a couple of those Great Britain kids and Ireland kids, man, they got a good future ahead of them, and looking forward to what these amateurs are going to be bringing to the table here in the next couple of years. It's baseball. Cardinals are not starting off hot here in Seattle. I went to the game yesterday, and we were up 2-0 with an Alex Burleson home run. And then Mariners were able to make it come back and end up winning 4-2. Overall, stadium was pretty cool. It was definitely a really really new stadium. Of course, I got some swag from there. Got my Mariners hat. It was funny. I was walking around the game with a Mariners hat, but really cheering on the Cardinals. Cardinals fans showed up, which was neat. I love to see the stadium. They lost tonight as well, so it's not looking good for the Cardinals. But overall, a great time. With the stadium though, they're a little ridiculous with the little games and fun things in between innings. Like every half inning, there's something they got going on, whether it's a salmon race or a boat race or a blind date. They said these two random people, a guy and a girl, like each camera, and they said, is bringing a baseball glove to a game an ick? And the girl would say no, and the guy would say yes, and then that was like, and then at the end, it was just a bunch of little gimmicks they kept doing, and it was almost out of control. I've never been to a baseball game like that. I thought Miami was bad with the gimmicks. The Marlins, Seattle, you need to relax with them a little bit. But overall, I had a great time. Got my Seattle dog, giving that thing a solid 9.2. I mean, they put chopped onions, grilled onions. I put ketchup, relish, jalapenos, and they put a cream cheese spread, which is a little different that I'm not used to. But the Seattle dog, giving that thing top of the line. 9.2. Definitely better than the Dodger Dog. I know Dodger Dog's probably a little more famous, but that cream cheese for some reason hit. I was able to go to the week 1 of the NFL game for the Seahawks against the 49ers. Oh, that was one hell of a game. The fans definitely showed up. Obviously, week 1 is a big thing for football, especially here in Seattle. Fans definitely showed up. 49ers fans travel well, very, very well, especially here in Seattle. It's not too far from here. Quick little flight, divisional game. Overall experience there was fantastic. I mean, I got a pretty good 50-yard line seats up top for like $140, which I can't complain about. I got myself a little swag, a nice little Seahawks sweatshirt. Got myself some souvenir cups from both games. I actually got those. Of course, I always collect souvenir cups from the baseball games. Don't go to as many football games, but I got a little, it's the 50th anniversary for the Seahawks. That was a nice little treat to get. What else did I do down here? Walked around the city, saw Pike's Place Market, saw the first Starbucks where the Starbucks began. So you can thank all those people there for the line. I was going to get a coffee, but those lines were packed. People want to get a coffee from the original one, I guess. Which I like coffee. I probably needed one, but I wasn't waiting 40 minutes for a coffee from Starbucks. I tried this place called Dick's. It's like a little hamburger joint that's like local here to Seattle. It's like their In-N-Out or whatever you want to call it. I guess they started like 1954 or something. That's what they were saying. I don't know why I asked them the questions. I acted so intrigued. They were probably like, "What the hell is this kid? Why does he care?" But anyways, I was like, it's an old like diner type thing, and burgers, fries, like shakes, kind of like Shake Shack or Five Guys, but it's like a little old school kind of diner feel to it. It was good. I'd probably give it to In-N-Out, Five Guys, and Shake Shack. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, but I was also super hungry. It was the first thing I ate all day, kind of thing. I flew in, and first thing I did was get the car and go straight to this place. But it was pretty ironic because I went to Dick's Sporting Goods before, and then went to this Dick's hamburger joint after, and it was just funny. Also, what did I do? I saw the Space Needle. Not a whole lot to look at unless you go up it, which I did not. I was just kind of wandering around the city. Like I mentioned, I went to Pike's Place Market. One thing I didn't see was the like any of the mountains. Mount Rainier, I didn't really see much of that. I probably could have gone today after golf, but if I didn't walk 10 miles golfing up and down terrain, I probably would have gone to go see something like that. But at the end of the day, I had a overall 100% blast in the city. Hopefully the city continues to grow, and it's a little pricey, but I think that's due to the all water. There's a bunch of waterfront. There's mountains. There's everything that you need out here. There's all the big tech companies, Apple, Microsoft, Lumen. All these big companies are out here, so I understand why it's a little pricey. But overall, I had a good time. I like the weather, I like the feel, like all the greenery around here. I definitely would recommend coming out here if you have never checked it out. I know I figured it'd be a little, I don't want to say safe, but it was a little sketchy, for what I was expecting, I guess. But overall, I mean, that's every big city, so I had a good time. But with the NFL, week 1, a lot of big things happened in week 1. I don't think there were really any big upsets, not that I can remember. Other than the Dolphins, man. I mean, the Dolphins got their kicked in, and I hate to say it, but people are gonna start losing their jobs, and I'm not a fan of the Dolphins. I know I live in Miami, but I'm not a fan, so don't put that on me. It was what was it? I don't know. Daniel Jones, is he good at quarterback? I guess he's better than Tua, I guess. I kind of want to root for them just because the people in Miami, I guess, live for the Dolphins, and I think they already gave up on them, and it's week one, so shows the love they really give to their teams. They don't give them any benefit of the doubt. And it is a game they probably should have won against the Colts, but hopefully they can turn it around a little bit. Once they do, they'll win next week or something, and then the Dolphins fans will say, "Oh, it's Super Bowl season." So shout out to all you Dolphins fans. That being said, like I mentioned, I just want to I don't really have any bets for this week just because I didn't really look. I didn't care to. Maybe I'll post my over-unders tomorrow on my stories and social medias. That's what I'll do. So if you want to take my bets, I'll do a parlay tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it. It'll probably be tomorrow now, but I'll post them after I post this podcast. So sorry guys for giving you a late notice, but so hopefully we got some Thursday night games and college football, and so we got college football. Oh, I guess I can talk a little college football, right? Glad to see Mizzou won. That was a big win for them against the Jayhawks. Their rival team. It was a great comeback for the Tigers. They're, I think, headed to Lawrence next year, so they're to home and home. I'm glad they brought that rivalry back. It was the first game since like 2012. They've played them. Alabama came back and redeemed themselves a little bit. Oklahoma ended up winning, which was that was a huge win for them. I don't think there were really any crazy upsets this week either in college. So like I said, I didn't really watch football or anything this weekend, so I'm not really. I was just so focused on golf and all this kind of stuff that's going on out here in Seattle. But at the end of the day, had a great time. Thank you all for keeping the support. I hope that this kind of gets out there a little bit and people are listening and watching. This is, as silly as it might sound, this podcast and this social media thing, it's important to me. It's a way to kind of feel a little vulnerable, I guess, in front of cameras, and I don't really know what I'm doing or saying sometimes on this, but it's kind of like instead of writing in a journal, I'm just talking in front of the camera. Now I'm not getting too deep into what's really going on in my life, but I talk about sports and golf and trips and this and that, but it does let me get some of the stuff out, and it's really of a neat platform that I have and can spread to other fans or listeners, or I get a lot of talk on the socials, some chat about chat GPT, or not chat GPT, I'm sorry, how a lot of my stuff's done with AI, and it's who cares, that's what this world's going to right now. This world's going to be AI, I'm in Seattle, like I mentioned, the tech companies, all this AI is up here, it's I don't care what you all think. I think it's really actually kind of funny because as much as as much as I think my golf swing's trash, but I can poke it out there sometimes and get it on the green and regulation every once in a while, and I have a good time doing it. But as much as I think Riggs from Barstool's swing is god awful, people go on there and get behind their keyboards and start chatting and talking smack about the guy's swing, and it's people just hate the guy because they wish they were in his position, working for a guy like Dave Portnoy and playing some of the best golf courses in the country for money. This is what his job is, to get these, he's working for Dave Portnoy, yes, but he's also working for Chevrolet, he's working for Body Armor, he's working for Truly Unruly, he's working for all these companies too. He's got 9 jobs, and trying to balance them all out and juggle them all, it's pretty hard, and I got to give props to the guy, and there's the travel and the, not seeing your friends and family back home every day. It's as luxurious as it might sound, I think it's a little harder than what people might think. Yes, would I drop everything right now and go work with Dave Portnoy at Barstool and do what those guys do? Absolutely. I don't have the wife and kids, like, or whatever, it's like, but like Frankie Borelli right now, his wife, and he's got a little one, little Frankie Jr., for example, does the same thing, but he's got a little one. It's not like he even knows Frankie yet. Wait till the kid starts growing up and playing baseball and football and sports and golf and all this. Like, he's gonna probably, I can't speak for the man, but he's gonna want to be around for the little guys, childhood. So I don't think he's gonna be. He might still work for Barstool, but he might not be working as like a foreplay. He might do the podcast, but he might not be working the going out to every golf term or golf event that Barstool hosts. So yeah, I mean, people just envy what the people do. People envy. I mean, it's funny to say, but people envy what I'm doing right now. People like this kind of stuff, and I don't want that to be that way. But that's just the internet and trolls and I guess talking about internet. Gosh, what in the world happened in Miami here with this Marlins Phillies game? This Karen that ripped the ball out of this guy's hand, this kid's hand for that matter, started screaming at him, and the poor lady got demolished on the internet. She was some type of school administrator. She was, reacted the wrong way 100%. Now, does she deserve what she's getting on the internet about all this hatred from all these people? I don't want to say hatred's the right word, but she deserves a little pushback because, I think she, like I said, she's a school administrator. I don't know if it's true, but I heard she lost her job over it. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous. I think if she came out and apologized over her wrongdoings, I think that would be a great way. She could do it on social media. I mean, that's what this stuff is for. It's like, she obviously was wrong. I think she acknowledges she was wrong. I can't speak for her, but it was silly. All these people were. It's like, how do you do that? Everything's on social now, and it's like, but yeah, I mean, this poor kid was just trying to get a ball, or this poor father was trying to get a ball for his kid, and the lady came screaming at him. And it doesn't make Philadelphia fans look any better. And of course, it happens in Miami, But anyways, it's been a great weekend. Happy to be here in Seattle. Happy to go back home, get back to work, get back to the grind. Gonna be going back home here in a couple weeks too. So I might try to even get around a golf out when I'm there. I'm gonna celebrate my nephew's first birthday. Really looking forward to seeing him and the dogs and the family and everyone that Missouri has that's in relation. So looking forward to that. But I think it's almost a 40-minute podcast. Wow, this is impressive. I guess when you have stuff to do, you have stuff to talk about. Maybe I should start doing more stuff as opposed to just working. But no, I'm not going to do that. Work's an important part of my life too, and I need to keep that close too because it's, I'm super grateful to have it work nowadays. But I'm not going to get into that. It's been a great weekend, and I'm excited to go home here back to Miami for a week or so, and then go back home for a couple days. I'm going to keep posting these. I'm going to pick my picks on tomorrow, which is going to be really today as I post the podcast and my picks on the same day, just different platforms. Thank you all so much for listening. I appreciate you support. I appreciate all the support, and keep listening and hit them well.